After the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.
What's good, Washington Commanders fans? All right, seems like there are more reports about the team being sold, of who's going to buy the team or who looking to buy the team. Now, there's a lot of there's another report came out I guess today, stating that a new bidder has entered the fray, whether it's been a secret bidder or a non-secret bidder or who may be the person. But nevertheless, the person that has entered the pool now of bidding for the Washington Commanders are Steve Apostolopoulos, but I'll just call him Steve A for short. Don't want to butcher a person's name. He's a Canadian billionaire. Recently toured the Washington facility in Ashburn, Virginia. Don't know what day he did it. It could have been yesterday, could have been over the weekend, could have been when Daniel Snyder was here. But nevertheless, he toured the facility. He joins 76ers in New Jersey Devils owner Josh Harris, along with Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta. Now, Tillman Fertitta was the first name that was entered there behind Jeff Bezos, which he's still there, but nobody hasn't really said anything about him bidding or putting a bid in or whatever the case might be. But some hopes that Jeff Bezos does. Somebody like myself don't want to, because I know that for my personal thing, everybody else have their own thing. So my thing is that I don't want him, or Jay-Z are tied to it. If it was just him, Matthew McConaughey, and probably somebody like Byron Allen, then I'll probably be a little bit more receptive for it. So, but anyway, nevertheless, now we have 3-4 bidders per se that's in the mix. But what is the price range? Daniel Snyder's price range is $7 billion. The team value at 5.6. Now that Josh Harris had partnered up with Mitchell Riles, and now they brought in Magic Johnson, which Magic Johnson and Harris been trying to get the Denver Broncos. They teamed up before, but it didn't happen. Before some other guys came in and swooped it from underneath them. Now, could this be another similar situation where somebody swoops it from underneath Harris? Could be Steve A, could be Jeff Bezos, or it could be another person who we not even thinking about at this moment. Now, we all know that the owners' meeting is set for this weekend and Monday. Now, will we get an answer? Don't know. I really don't know. Now, there's speculations that we could get answers towards the end of the week. I say Wednesday, maybe not. Could be Friday, could be Saturday, could be Sunday. Who knows? But I do think that Daniel Snyder knows who specifically that he wants to buy this team, or he wants to turn this team over to. Now that Steve A is in it, now we all know that Steve A is he's the founder of Six Ventures, a private equity venture fund. He was born in Toronto and attended Harvard. Now his dad Andreas passed away in 2021, and pretty much probably left everything to his kids. Now he was interested in buying the Charlotte Hornets from Michael Jordan, because little do everybody know that Michael Jordan is looking to sell his share of the Hornets. And also Michael Jordan he was been looking into getting into the bidding war with the Commanders by linking up with somebody I think a New York firm. So don't know, just heard rumblings of it, nothing concrete about that situation. So we have to take it for a grain of salt and see what happens from there. But now that Steve A is focused more his attention on getting the Commanders per Adam Scheffler and Brian Windhorst, it remains a scene. Now his approximate value is 3.9, but the Washington Commanders is 5.6. Now he will definitely need another partner or two to pretty much outvalue Reyes, Rouse and Harris and Maxie Johnson. He are definitely gonna need two. He will definitely need two partners into that mix. Um, Now we already know that Jeff Bezos' money is limitless. Now, but who to say that Jeff Bezos is really interested in buying the Commanders? Now, I think if there wasn't no other potential bidders like these sports guys or these business mind guys, I think Jeff Bezos probably would have been already made a bid. But Daniel Snyder don't want to sell to him at all, so it's useless just to think in that way. Anyway, but I do know for sure that Seattle is been on um, Jeff Bezos' mind. It's been on his mind for a long, long time. And I said this again because I lived on the West Coast in Seattle. I knew this firsthand. I knew it firsthand that he want to, and and especially his headquarters of Amazon is there. Now he do own the Washington Post, but that's just not to say it's going that ties to it, But if he sells it and wants to buy the team, then hey, hell, maybe he could just do a swap with Daniel Snyder and say, hey, I give you the Washington Post, you give me the team, and I give you X amount of dollars on top of that. That could be a fair exchange. I think me personally, I would take it. If I would get Daniel Snyder the Washington Post and get him an extra $5 million on top of that, and especially what the Washington Post will be valued at, hey, now don't know if people would want to work for Daniel Snyder. You already see how it went when, with the Commanders so far, with the Washington franchise. So we already know we don't want to go down that road again because definitely, boy. Whew. But anyway, like I said, Steve A will need investors if he's planning on doing it because Furtado and Harris had placed their bids on the Commanders, and it was supposed to be announced weeks ago that the bidding war was supposed to have ended, but now it seems like the door is continued to be open for more people to come in there. Now, the one particular name I have not heard since the beginning was Brian Allen. Now, I haven't heard anything about him teaming up or being with somebody. Maybe Magic Johnson could get him and add him to the mix. Then that would put that number way, way high, way high. You'll have two minority owners, part of this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a great look if somebody reach out to Brian Allen and say, hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's really do this. I know there was talks about Kevin Durant in the beginning and all of this stuff, but I don't see none of that happen. But me personally, I just think all of these names keep coming out, news stories or whatever. I think it's pretty much hot air. I think, to me, some people think Jeff Bezos is the leading candidate. I think Harris and Rouse is the leading candidate. I think these guys are the ones that's going to get it. Now, like I said, it could be a whole monkey wrench thrown into the situation and somebody come out of nowhere and beat both of these guys. So this something that you have to keep your eye on. But like I said, Harris and his partners, they strengthen their bid, by grabbing Magic Johnson and become more of the front runner. Now, we already know the NFL's on the week meeting this week. We have to see where it's going to go. We definitely going to have to see where it's going to go. Because at this moment in time, I feel like, I had a discussion with one of my contemporaries, and, they were saying that the NFL, he keep telling me, he said, well, the NFL owners wants Bezos. Okay, that's fine. They could want him. That doesn't mean they could get him. And my thing is this here is like everybody lose to money. Me personally, I'm all about prestige, bringing this franchise back to prominence, bringing the name back, slowly but surely, getting back into the win column. Yeah, everybody's going probably whoever owns the team is going to make money off the team. Especially if the team start winning, getting into the playoffs and doing all of this, you know, then you can start thinking about, hey, let's get a new stadium and new facilities and all of this stuff. And that's something that I like about Magic Johnson because the fact of the matter is he's part of the Dodgers, you know what I'm saying? He part of the LA Sparks, you know, and everything. And then you got Harris that's part of Philadelphia. Look what they're doing, and the New Jersey Devils. And then you got things that Riles is doing. So my thing of this here is that these guys are visionaries. They seen this, you know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, I mean, he got businesses all over the place. So they visionaries, you know what I'm saying? I think that, adding them to the mix and putting a business mind of sports in the fold helps to smooth out transition when it comes to this area. If you not saying that Jeff Bezos will do a bad job, but I just don't feel like, there's so many rumors about his leadership with Amazon and the Washington Post and all of this stuff. I just want somebody that's going to be able to put this team to where they want to, not just to make a dollar, because that's what it's going to be. They're going to make a dollar regardless. But you got to put the fan first. These fans, this is like a bad relationship. We've been in a bad relationship with the Washington Commanders franchise for years under Daniel Snyder. And it's time for, to split ways and bring things back to where it needs to be. So I do hope that this get resolved quicker than normal because I want to see something good for this team for a change. We have not had anything exciting and glamorous for this team in a long time, and we are clamoring for something. We are clamoring. Other YouTubers that I watch, other fans that I talk to, we are clamoring. It's like at the point it don't matter who's the owner, just as long as Daniel's not there. But I don't want to settle just for that. I want somebody to come in and bring this team back to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, getting Daniel Snyder out is the first and foremost thing, but I want somebody that's going to be top notch, better than him. You know what I'm saying? A name is just a name, but a business mind and having great business acumen, it means a whole lot. And you got to bring, and you want to bring prestige back. You know what I'm saying? Not just talking points or making hey, we got Jeff Bezos or the owners want him because all they want to do is ride the money off of him, ride his back because he could navigate through a lot of things. Yeah, he's a billionaire, but at the same time, you got to ask yourself, if he wanted the Seattle Seahawks for a long, long time, why haven't he bid on it? Why he had never went into buying it? So therefore, because you have all this money, it's not as easy than you think. You know what I'm saying? Look, he just partnered with the NFL for Amazon Prime and everything like that. And that was not successful the first season because so many glitches. So it's what it is. But at the meantime, I just hope they get resolved. Now, also, the Washington Commanders did brought in Anthony Walker yesterday. The meeting went well, but no deal has been done. Now, some people, I think this would have been a home run hit if Ron Rivera don't have signed him, but we already know how Ron Rivera don't view linebackers. You look at the team how we did last year. Before Cole Holcomb would go down, the linebackers playing well, but when he went down, then we kind of struggled a little bit. We had to play a lot of different coverages, safeties in the box and hybrid here, hybrid there, more nickel, Buffalo nickel situations. Now, the great thing about it is our defensive line, was great. We had Obata, we had Ridgeway, Toonhill, we had, I think what that guy Smith something, Chase wasn't even part of this at that time. So the defense was top notch. The defense line was top notch. So don't know what they're looking for. But you know, with Jack, the real history of being a linebacker, and Ron Rivera, I mean, you would think they would try to. I mean, I go back to Michael Parsons when he was getting drafted. We had an opportunity to draft him, find a way to draft him instead of Jamin Davis. That would have changed our fortune a long time ago. But nevertheless, and it seemed like Ron's still doing Ron things. Um, I, me personally, I just don't see Ron lasting through this year. Unless he move in the front office, and I just want to make this clear. Yeah, Ron is a man of men's, but you gotta win games. I don't care too. I care a certain percentage of it, but it's about winning games now. And you could be, yeah. If he was in the military leading a bunch of men into battle, I would be all for that. Yeah, hey, boom, boom, boom. But when you leading a bunch of men on the field and you're not getting the results that you get, yeah, you could get all these high character guys, but you need guys that's hungry and want to go out there. We got a good munch on our team, but they need that extra push. And I think Eric Bieniemy is going to he's going to squeeze the blood out of a turnip on these guys. These guys are going to be coached hard and they're going to be coached differently. They're not going to be as passive aggressive with Ron under there, you know. And I just think that, you know, with the draft coming up, we need to start looking at certain things that's going to help us. If we don't do that, it's not going to benefit this team. You know, we definitely need linebackers. We need, because if you look at how teams pass, you got to deal with guys like Travis Kelce, Goddard, Kittles, and all of these tight ends that come across the middle. You need a linebacker that can at least drop in coverage to slow some of that up. You know what I'm saying? With your defensive line. If your defensive line getting pressure and your quarterback runs out of the pocket, you don't have a spy on him. And then guess what's going to happen? He can easily dump into a wide open guy across the middle and get all these chunk yardage. So, me personally, I think they should have got Anthony Walker, but nevertheless they didn't sign him, and he went back to Cleveland on a 1-year deal. Now, like I told somebody this morning, I was like, we don't have enough money under the cap, and maybe that's why they wanted him to take less money. You know what I'm saying? Probably under that $3 million that they have. But nevertheless, you have to only have Washington only have to have 2.96 million to sign draft picks. But at the same time, you could restructure contracts, cut people. I mean, I don't know why you holding on to Logan Thomas. Cut him, save some cap space. You know, get with Terry and Jonathan Allen. Say, hey, can we work your deal and give y'all more upfront money? You know what I'm saying? Where you could create a lot of space. Then you could probably go after some more free agents to lock it up and still have enough money to sign your draft picks. You sitting on dollars and you're not making no significant moves. I'm sitting here watching the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Eagles continue to make moves around us. And Ron got to stop being so passive aggressive and start putting his foot on the pedal and start seeing a sense of urgency. Because I can tell you this. If this team does not pan out the way that we hope and expect it is in the 2023 season, you better believe there's going to be a shift of fire. Ron Rivera's going to get fired within the 5-game span. I can tell you that off the muscle. So we need depth in other ways. Yeah, you did good in bringing offensive linemen in. Okay, we still need depth at that position. We need depth at a linebacker position. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going the cheap route all the time and just say, "Oh well, we gonna patchwork." You gonna have to start getting elite players. You know what I'm saying. You gonna have to start getting elite players that's going to be able to make an impact on the defense. You can't just leave it up to your defensive line because after a while, it's only gonna work for so long. You still need a cornerback. We missed out on C.J. Gardner. I mean, if you had created enough cap space by releasing and reworking contracts, we could have got C.J. Gardner. You could have easily moved Kendall Fuller. You could easily cut Kendall Fuller. Hell, you could save $3 million by cutting Kendall Fuller right now. You still can draft a starting cornerback. You miss out on players that could really benefit this team and play. Now I understand You know, we spent down on Josh Norman. You know, he only worked out for a year and a two. You look at William Jackson we had, he was a bust. You know, Kenneth Fuller is getting up there in age. He's not going to be able to play the cornerback position like he normally could. So that's just something that we're going to have to look forward and understand, you know, especially in the draft. Now, so number 16 is a first pick. And I'm looking at either cornerback or tight end or trade down. Now, you know, we traded down last year and we got Jahan Dotson and Brian Robinson in them. So maybe we trade down again, but I don't want to, if somebody certain lands in our lap at 16, we need to grab them. So, but that's all I got for y'all guys on this Washington Commander front. So hopefully we get some news this week. Praying we get some news this week. But until then, I'm your boy LiveWire Sports, and I'm out. Peace.